Thank you, Haley. With the California recall election set for September, the Riverside County Registrar of Voters Office is preparing for a busy next few months. News Channel 3's Peter Dowd spoke with the Registrar of Voters, Rebecca Spencer, on what voters can expect for this upcoming election and when you can expect to receive your ballot.
Rebecca, the date for the California recall has been set, and recently the list of candidates was finalized. Tell us more about how the Registrar of Voters is now preparing for this election in September.
Sure. So the recall election will be similar to the November 2020 election, in that all voters are going to receive a ballot by mail. So that is now law in California for all elections in 2021. So we will be mailing out a ballot to all registered voters in Riverside County starting on August 16th, and there's about 1.3 million registered voters in Riverside County. So we'll be mailing those ballots starting August 16th. We'll also be mailing out a voter information guide, and in that voter information guide will be a list of 102 ballot drop-off locations that we'll have. Those ballot drop-off locations will open up on August 16th as well. And then, of course, on the back of the voter information guide will be the voters assigned polling place. So we will have in-person voting opportunities. And again, those will be open for the 3 days prior to Election Day and Election Day itself. So that starts on September 11th. We will open up 145 polling places. September 11th through September 13th, those will be open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then on Election Day, they'll be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Voters, one difference between the recall election and the November 2020 election is that voters will be assigned to a particular location, and that is so that we can provide paper ballots at the polling places. So we did not do that in November 2020, and we are doing that for the recall. And in order to do that, we have to assign voters to a particular location. So we'll send out the vote by mail ballots. Our preference is that voters use those vote by mail ballots. It's postage paid. They can drop it back off at the USPS. They can go to one of the 102 drop-off locations, or they could go to one of the 145 polling places and drop it off. But if vote by mail does not work for a voter for any particular reason, then they can still vote in person at one of the polling places.
Any other key differences that voters should know compared to the election last year?
Sure. So there will also be a state voter information guide, and that is where the candidate statements will be. So voters are used to the candidate statements being in the county voter information guide, and that's typically where they are for local elections. But because this is a statewide office for governor, all of the replacement candidates had the opportunity to purchase a candidate statement, and that will be in the state voter information guide mailed directly from the state. The local county voter information guide will contain a sample of what their ballot will look like and their assigned polling place.
How is staffing going to be compared to last year's election, and are you anticipating a big turnout?
So staffing is difficult in this current economic environment. So we are hiring about 900 temporary employees to do a number of different things, whether it be answer phones, process voter registration cards, check signatures on those return ballots, or be a lead or assistant lead out at the polling places. So we're hiring about 900 temporary employees, and it's been difficult. It's a competitive job market with Amazon is giving out $1,000 sign-on bonuses, and the other gig economy type jobs with Uber and Lyft, they get to set their own schedule, and so it's a competitive market to get temporary employees. So we're really pushing our temporary positions. And then we're also hiring about 1,200 poll workers that would work the 4 days at the polling places from September 11th through the 14th. So we are, we have a large number of positions that we're recruiting for. And the chat positions, the temporary positions are $20 an hour. So we're hoping that is an incentive to folks to come on, for maybe a 30-day assignment.
And if folks want to apply, where can they go to get information?
They can send an email to, it's HR TAP Indio, so HRTAPINDIO at RivCo, RivCo.org, O-R-G. So they could send an email to that address, and they'll get them all the information they need. It's also posted on our Facebook.
All right. Good to see you again, Rebecca. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.